Hello everyone and welcome to the Cheat Meal presented by Deep Fried Draft. My name is Brian Bosarge. We continue our draft review series now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis Winston. Is he a better quarterback today than he was before the draft? I think so. It starts with Tampa Bay standing pat at 19 and getting the sixth best player in the draft, Alabama tight end O.J. Howard. Tampa Bay is hoping that O.J. Howard becomes what they had hoped Austin Seferian-Jenkins was going to become. If you followed me in Deep Fried Draft back then, I thought Seferian-Jenkins was one of the best tight end prospects to come in a long time. But I did not take into account his off-field shenanigans impacting his career the way it did. So, missed on that one. I did. But O.J. Howard has none of those off-field shenanigans to worry about. All things considered, he's probably one of the cleanest players in this draft. And he upgrades that position where they got some production out of Cameron Brate last year, but he's definitely going to be the number 2 tight end now behind Howard. Their second pick, 50th overall, I thought they reached a little bit on Justin Evans, safety from Texas A&M. Evans is going to be a starter by default, I would say, as a safety, just based on where he was picked. But to me, Evans' tackling ability leaves something to be desired, and that's kind of something you need from a safety, I think. So, their third in the third round, pick 84, they selected Chris Godwin, wide receiver from Penn State. He's a very adept at going up and getting a pass when needed. He tested well. Godwin could be an excellent complementary receiver to Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson, who they signed in the offseason. Definitely gives them another red zone threat. I want to say they traded back into the bottom of the third round and selected LSU linebacker Kendall Beckwith. Beckwith's probably in the top 50 talk. Definitely in the first 2 rounds, if not for an injury. I think it was an ACL injury, definitely a knee injury late in the season. But that definitely hurt his draft stock. In the 5th round, they drafted another Boise State runner. They had Doug Martin on the roster. They had Jeremy McNichols, a running back from Boise State. Can't hit the home run, can grind out the tough yards. Solid value there in the 5th round. And they added a older prospect. I think he'll be 26, I think, during the season. But a nose tackle prospect in Stevie Tuakolavatu, transfer from Utah, ends up at Southern Cal this season. Played at the Senior Bowl, was okay there. But decent value in the 7th round to get a player like him that could compete for a back-end roster spot. Some undrafted free agent notables. They brought in a corner from Iowa, Greg Maben. I think could compete for a practice squad, if not spot, like Richie Brown and Paul McGlure Jr., 2 linebackers from Mississippi State and Arizona respectively, that can both upgrade special teams units if they make the squad. Some other players they brought in, Sefo Lufau, quarterback from Colorado. He's the quarterback, I guess. Noodle arm there. Could not throw into the wind at the Senior Bowl at all. Tampa Bay, total value on their draft puts them 10th in the league. Average value put them at 11th in the league, average per pick. And their money picks, rounds 1 through 3, they end up 22nd overall. But I thought this was a draft where they added weapons for Jameis Winston, should make his life a little bit easier as Tampa Bay starts competing, should start competing this year for a playoff spot. And would not surprise me if Tampa Bay wins the NFC South this year. There, I said it. Not going to be surprised. Tampa Bay could win the NFC South. Well, that's going to do it for the NFC South and Tampa Bay. And up next, we'll talk about the Arizona